Well, Todd, I always ask about mentorship or coaching. Have you ever paid for a coach or mentor? And if so, is it worth it?
Yeah, great question. I did a lot without paying a mentor coach, but I would consider books probably my mentor and coach. But then when I transitioned from doing these single families and duplexes and triplexes and flips and stuff like that, and really wanted to build and scale in the larger multifamily, larger commercial, I hired a mindset coach and really helped me a ton to get out of my own way. That's really what it was. I needed to shift my paradigm. I needed to get out of my own way. It was just this like, man, I'm stuck, right? I just can't see beyond what I know. And I needed somebody to push me beyond that. And so that's what I did. I hired somebody to really help me just get out of my own way, and it worked, and it was really good, and it was simple, right? It was like stuff you already know, and you're like, like paying this guy to tell you what you already know, but it was powerful, and it really really helped me. Again, just you go through these kind of journeys, right, in your business, and you have to shift your paradigm consistently. You have to be open to that. And by shifting our paradigm, it just means like thinking differently, right? Just you have to be able to think differently and different. There's different realities. It's not reality for most people to go buy a 250 unit apartment complex. That just doesn't feel natural for most people, but it feels very natural for me, right? It feels very natural for me to raise $10 million from investors. It doesn't feel like that big of a deal, but it's not that it started that way, right? It's not like I was 18 years old and said, I'm going to go raise $10 million for people. That feels natural. Like, not at all. That would have been the weirdest thing in the world to even think about. But I've went through these paradigm shifts where it just is like, that's just what it is. And it's just part of my life. Right. So you got to get through those paradigm shifts and be open to it. I think, sometimes that's hiring that coach or mentor. So
Yeah, it's so funny the way you said it too about the about the coaching. I think a lot of times they're just pulling stuff out of you. I think that's the best coach is
yeah.
like you said, you kind of already know it kind of, but they're like pulling it out of you. It's a little painful
Yeah.
at times, but yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think that's a great way to put it. Is like paradigm shift is think about it a little different way, or just stop thinking the way you are,
Yep.
and stop with the kind of fake wall that's in front of you. It's like push beyond that. What's on the other side of that wall?